Hello everyone, I'm Santiago, and today I'm going to be testing For Honor beta on the Geforce GTX 750 Ti for FPS monitoring. This time I won't be using cam since it's not currently working with this game due to easy anti-cheat, the anti-cheat software solution this game uses, so I'll be using MSI Afterburner instead. So For Honor closed beta, I'll do 1080p, 900p and 720p. To skip any of those sections of the video, check the description below. So for 1080p I'm going to be using pretty much low to medium settings, and I was dropping below 60 frames per second no matter what. So I suggest using a lower resolution if you want to target 60 frames per second. Just stay close to 60, but you get drops to 45 frames per second in very demanding scenes. Then for 900p it was easier to get 60 frames per second, but I had to use very similar settings to 1080p, since cranking up, I don't know, dynamic shadows from low to medium, it was like a 10 FPS hit. So it wasn't really worth it, but I was overall around 50 frames per second with some drops every now and then, which wasn't bad at all. And finally at 720p I cranked up the settings and I was able to maintain 60 frames per second easier than before. It wasn't perfect, but it was totally playable. So what I would do if I wanted to play this game optimally is to play at 900p on pretty much medium settings and overclock the GTX 750 Ti. Link in the description below to know how. This is not the overclock version. I can manually overclock it much more, but I know that a lot of people won't do that. That's why I test this without overclocking. So you have more or less an idea on what to expect, but you can get 5 to 10 FPS more if you do a good overclock. But now I'm going to explain some of the stuff in the graphics options menu so you have a better idea on what to tweak. So for the graphics options menu, the important settings you should care about. First, anti-aliasing, we have off, FXAA, SMAA and TAA. I suggest using FXAA if you are having performance issues with the other ones. TAA was the most demanding one from the three of them. Then geometric detail was a smaller FPS boost, but I suggest using high or below. So for texture quality I use high, even the 2GB graphics cards were able to use that no problem. Then dynamic shadows, this is a very demanding setting. If you have, I don't know, a 750 Ti, I suggest using low dynamic shadows, since from medium to low there's like a 10 FPS hit, which is quite significant. If you have a, I don't know, a 1050 Ti, maybe high is the best option. Then for environmental detail I suggest using medium, since on high you have displacement mapping, so that will be a big FPS hit on older cards too. So medium doesn't look bad at all, so I suggest using that. You will have grass. It won't be the highest quality, but it will look good enough. Then framing occlusion we've got off, HBAO plus and MHBAO, which I was kind of disappointed here. I was expecting to have SSAO2 or something like that, or SSBC like the other Ubisoft games, but it wasn't there. We only have HBAO plus and MHBAO. If you have an Nvidia card, HBAO plus is a better option. I suggest turning this off. It's like a 10 FPS hit. Personally, I don't think it's worth it if you are below 60 frames per second. Then we have dynamic reflections. This is a very demanding setting. On the 1050 Ti, for example, I was only able to use it if I play at 900p or below that. And for lower end cards like the 750 Ti, I had to turn it off even at 720p. And finally, we have super sampling anti-aliasing, which is a very demanding anti-aliasing option. I suggest using this if you have a very powerful GPU. A GTX 1060, or you want to play at 720p or 900p, enable super sampling anti-aliasing and you'll be fine. But one thing I found missing in this options menu is the temporal filtering that most Ubisoft games had. This one doesn't have it. I don't know what's up with that. It was a great FPS boost on all the games I tested that at. So here it's missing. Maybe in the final game they will add it, but it's nowhere to be found. So yeah guys, that's pretty much it. I hope you keep enjoying the video. Thanks for watching and see you next time.
Lost Zone A. You captured Zone A. our companion! You lost Zone A. Captured Zone C.
Thanks for having me back.
You captured Zone A. You lost Zone C. You lost Zone A. Zone A. You captured Zone C. Lost Zone C. You captured Zone C. You lost Zone A. Pushing them back! Autos! Lost Zone C. You lost Zone A. You captured Zone C.
They are badly injured!
Sudden death.